I'm Jay.
I'm Shawnee.
And so if this is your first time here, that's who we are. We are Living Out of Bounds. If you've been rocking with us, you know how we do it. If you haven't been rocking with us, we are happy to have you here.
Happy to have you guys here. We want to remind you to go ahead and like this video if you like what you hear.
That's
Hopefully
what I was
you like
trying
what
to
you
get
hear.
to.
You know, we try to give you guys interesting information based on, you know, what you ask us about. And also make sure you hit the bell at the top so that you can get the notifications whenever we do post.
I'm gonna practice
and
that.
subscribe.
I'm gonna practice it.
She's gonna practice it. So yes, subscribe, guys. Again, make sure you like, and please comment. We are really trying to move up in the flow of the YouTube algorithm. So
Yes,
you know, if you guys can comment, that lets them know that you like what you see and what you hear, and then we can continue to produce more for you. So yeah,
if you have any recommendations, always drop those down at the bottom,
because we listen.
so let's hop into it.
Let's go. A few months ago, my wife and I sold our first house and decided to hit the road in our new home. A 31-foot Class C beauty that we gutted out and renovated ourselves. We traded in our traditional lifestyles for a lifestyle of freedom. Freedom to travel, freedom to explore, and freedom to homeschool our kids. The goal is to show our kids the world as they learn about it and create some amazing memories along the way. Follow us here on our journey as we define what it means to live out of bounds.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to our channel.
Thank you guys for checking in. Before we get into the details of this video, because clearly you know what we're going to talk about, and actually this video came up because this morning when I was trying to find something to eat for breakfast, I just kept thinking about like the vegan breakfast that we had when we were in Tulum, and then it just made me think about all of the Tulum memories, and I was just like, okay, let me
go ahead. Nostalgic moment.
I did. Mind you, we are definitely planning on going back to Tulum when things maybe die down with the pandemic.
Alright, so we are going to start off with just some of our, of course the video says my favorites in Tulum.
Yep.
We did go for my 30-something birthday.
I thought she was going to say it. She didn't say it.
No. My 30-something birthday, and I had an amazing time. It was an amazing experience.
Yep.
And so one of my
oh wait, I'm sorry babe. And so with that being said, you guys may not know, but her birthday actually was like in the midst of the Day of the Dead celebration.
Yes.
So that was pretty cool.
It's always in the midst of the Day of the Dead celebration.
Right.
And so
it was cool because we got to see the different influences of the Day of the Dead throughout our trip. So it was like, you know, kind of like a two-for celebration almost.
Yeah, we learned a lot because I wasn't really, you know, I've heard what the Day of the Dead is, but I guess just being in Mexico really
during that time
opened my eyes up. You know, I still may not completely know what it is, but I just know it is a day where they honor their ancestors.
Yeah, and they
I
have.
think it's a beautiful.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I think it's a beautiful time that they, you know, it's a day where they commit to honoring their ancestors, the people that came before them. They have celebrations, music, dance, and all of those things. And so I just think it's a beautiful day.
It is because like we saw some amazing artwork. I guess you would call them altars that like people created to honor, you know, those who have passed on, and it was just really like wow, this is a really beautiful tradition. So we were grateful to be there during that time. So yeah, we are going to get into our favorites while we visited Tulum. Hopefully it can. Oh, sorry guys, if you hear that noise, we do have puppies in the back. The LOB dogs have puppies. Maybe you guys will see them before they go to their new homes, maybe not. But hopefully they will let us record this video and not make too much noise. So we are going to give you information that will help you as you are planning your trip to Tulum. I know quite a few people are planning upcoming trips to visit Tulum. And so
I still don't know how she knows this.
social media, baby. Yeah, hopefully this information blesses you guys and helps you out. So let's get into it.
So you're going to start off with the first one because I don't want to jack that name up.
Let me look at our notes. If you see us looking down, we're looking at notes because, I mean, yeah. So starting off with places to stay. Clearly there are so many places for you to stay in Tulum. You could go with a more chain type of experience, and that's, you know, your Hiltons, your Marriotts, Sheratons, things like that. Or you can go with like smaller hotels in like some of the neighborhoods, and that's actually what we did. So we stayed in the Aldea Zama neighborhood, and it was actually, the hotel was the Curia, I think that's how you pronounce it. I'll definitely make sure I include the spelling below so you guys can see. But it was a very cute little boutique hotel. When you walked in, like, they were very intentional about the decor. It was really nice.
I think that was my favorite thing, was really just the small boutique-ish feel. It didn't feel chainish, and so on the like second floor, so it's like you walk in, but then on the second floor, I love how they had like the chessboards out there. I love the decor. It was very like modern and contemporary.
Very,
And so, it had a balcony, and the rooftop was really
amazing.
My favorite area. So.
Yeah, like we would have spent every day there, honestly, but we wanted to make sure that we got out and did some other things.
And it was quiet. It wasn't like a lot of people, so we could be in the pool by ourselves. And the only thing while we were there, I guess a storm had hit right before we came,
knocked the
electricity out, so the hot tub wasn't working while we were there. And like some of the restaurants and stuff were closed like the first 2 days we were there. But needless to say, other than that, like, it was amazing. I definitely would go back to that hotel. I want to say I looked at the ratings, and it was a 9 out of 10. Yeah. And so she did her research, of course. She can't take me to some bamboozle joint because she know how I.
Yeah. But they actually had, you know, you could see like the little letters that they received for their ratings from like TripAdvisor and like Travelocity and places like that. But like she was saying, the rooftop had like this really nice pool, and it lit up at night. The lights were really nice. They had the hotel restaurant was actually on the rooftop. They had cabanas for you, and they also had a Day of the Dead shrine for I'm assuming, you know, loved ones of maybe the staff. And so it was really cool to like walk into that. Also, our hotel, they had bicycles for us to rent. And so, well, not really rent. It was included in our stay. Price, right. So we didn't have to pay for them. We just had to like sign the bikes out. And we actually took the bikes to tour the downtown area of Aldea Zama. And it was very cool. It was definitely the first time I've been on one of those bikes in like forever. It had like the little basket in front. The brake was on the pedals, right? I think the brake was on the pedals. Oh, it was at the top? Okay. And it had a little bell, didn't it? Yeah. So if you've never been to Tulum, that is one thing you will see. So many people ride bikes downtown, on the sidewalks, through the streets. I think for a lot of people who actually live there, they probably use that as a main source of transportation.
That's what it looks like.
That is what it looked like. So definitely enjoyed that about our hotel. So you want to go into the next one?
Yeah, so we had an amazing meal at I think it's the Anaí Jose. And we had these lobster, shrimp, and fish tacos. We often kind of like, maybe she'll get the fish tacos and I'll get I'm sorry, the dog is...
Oh, it sounds like, you know, they're being tortured. So let's hold this thought, guys.
All right, guys. So with the doggies.
With the dogs, we figured we would just let them out during the recording, because it definitely sounded like there was some animal cruelty happening in the back, and there was not. They just heard us talking and they wanted to get out. So here they are. So this is Coco. That's Max. These are the puppies.
Yes. Yeah. And so jumping back in, so at the Anaí Jose, y'all, it was beautiful. I mean, the food was amazing. but it just was a beautiful scene. It was what is it called, Resort Club or
Yeah, so
like that?
I think so, because like with a lot of resorts that are on the beach, you could go there for the day. You just pay
Yes.
like a cover,
Yes.
and that's added to your tab. And so as long as you spend that, there's no admission fee per se,
Right.
and you don't even have to be a guest at that hotel.
Right.
But I think you do have, someone has to make the reservation for you, and our the receptionist at our hotel, she actually called in, spoke to the woman at Ana y Jose, and then made our reservations, and so we were able to come in. So I don't know if it works like if we were just down there, would we have been able to just walk up
You always do that.
and get on the list? But it was an amazing experience. It was right on the beach.
So that was the first. No, it really wasn't the first. It's actually the last place, but it was actually one of my favorites. It was the favorite meal. It was the best meal that I had while we were there. The beach.
Yeah,
All
of
of it
course.
was
Views,
great.
everything. So definitely, if you have a chance, maybe check them out.
It is in the downtown area. We took a
Or is
taxi.
that considered? That's not downtown.
It's not the downtown area. It's
Is this like their strip almost?
yeah, it's like that most popular place where people go into room. Like we'll drop it down. It's a really nice boutique that has some nice clothes.
Oh
that I
yes,
did,
yes. We will definitely
there.
put those names there
Yeah,
as well.
the owner was amazing.
Mhm.
And so yeah. So we had some vegan waffles and French toast. I must be honest,
Oh yeah.
I did not like the French toast.
Not because of the flavor or anything per se. Yeah, I don't think you even got to the flavor. I
I got to the flavor.
thought it was just the bread was soggy.
That was flavor for me. I
So-
don't do soggy.
More texture, right?
Yes, but it was even.
Oh, okay. So flavor and texture, I guess.
It just wasn't it. I'm sorry.
The
But
presentation though, it was very
presentation
pretty.
was beautiful. That's why we
Yeah.
still posted it. Like, 'cause, I mean, if that's your thing, like,
Yes.
go ahead, dive in. But I was like, it's not working out, and they took it back. They were amazing. They did not charge us for it.
Nope.
And they brought me back them bomb waffles.
Oh, they were so good. They had maple syrup,
Yeah.
fresh fruit. This is it, guys. It is the hotcakes, the red kiss. Oatmeal hotcakes or waffles, however you want. Topped with the strawberry, blueberry, blackberry, and it's no sugar. Guys, what? This is amazing. This one here. I'm sure all of them are good, but this is the one that we had. The red kiss. The place is actually called Fidelicious, and it was walking distance from our hotel. So that was another great thing that we really, really enjoyed about where we stayed. It's like Aldea Zama is like an up and coming neighborhood. Like they are building condos, they're building shops, they're building all of these different things to help add to the neighborhood and the value. It'd definitely be a vibe at night, bro. And so because of that, there were so many neat little restaurants that we could walk to and just kind of try out. And so that was one of them, and it was really cool because it wasn't something that we planned, but we would absolutely go back the next time that we visit Tulum. So I would love to eat those waffles again. What else we got?
The tour. So we did take a tour,
yes.
which was amazing. I mean, the whole experience in Tulum was really amazing, but the tour of the Mexican cenotes was amazing. We visited 2 cenotes.
Tell them what a cenote is, like just for anybody who doesn't know what it is.
So it's an underground. It's not a cave, but I guess it's just an underground.
Like a water hole?
It's a hole with some water.
Yes, and it's very deep.
It's extremely deep. Like the one we were in, I want to say one of them was like 100 and something.
Yes.
I don't remember how many, but I
150
know
feet.
you have to wear a life jacket.
Yep.
And so that was pretty great. I did jump in one of them because I was like, it's my 30-something birthday.
That's right. She did the
and
thing.
I was like, hey, you only live once, YOLO. So I did jump in it. I would probably jump in that one again.
Yes, yes.
Not the other one. The other one was kind of like really crowded, but I mean, it was still great.
Yeah.
I think maybe we were overwhelmed with the beauty of like the first one.
Probably.
And so the second one, it was still beautiful, but I guess because we had seen them, we were tired. It's kind of towards the end of the day.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like.
I think it wasn't as nice as the Oxman, and I mean, you know.
And again, maybe it's because we saw Oxman first.
Yeah,
I
and
like that may be what it is.
probably. And these are I guess holes that naturally form. So you know they all look different, and they all are probably great in their own right. But it was just really nice to have that experience. And again, we were able to go on that tour because it was something offered by the receptionist at our hotel. So again, another plus for the hotel. They and that's something you want to think about. Even if you don't stay where we stayed, wherever you are staying, you want to try and check to see if they have suggestions for activities that you could do while you are visiting, restaurants you could try during your visit and things like that to help make your experience just overall a good one. Last but not least,
we visited one of the 7 wonders of the world, the amazing Chichen Itza.
Yes, and so that was actually connected to the cenote tour. Like it was, I think it was maybe $100 per person, something like that. Do you remember that? Maybe
I
like
could be mixing up Hawaii. 130 something per person, but I think it may be right. I think it was like 100 and something per person.
But it was definitely worth it because it was an all-day thing. And in Tulum,
Cocoa Max.
based on where Valladolid is and Tulum, like you have, I think it's like it's a few hours essentially. So it's a day trip. It took the entire day. We left really early at like 8 o'clock. I feel like we got back maybe around 5 or 6 or something like that.
Yeah.
But again, part of the tour was admission to Chichen Itza, and like May said, that is one of the 7 wonders of the world. And if you've never been there, you do have to pay to enter on the grounds, and then there are so many different like vendors set up throughout the grounds.
Yeah, it was a lot of people.
It was, even amidst the pandemic, people were masked though, because I feel like that was a requirement. In Chichen Itza, everybody had on masks, from what I remember. Do you remember people? Some people didn't have on masks?
You had to have on masks at that front part, but then when you walk through,
okay, that's what it was.
Did not have on masks.
That's what it was. We were masked up.
But I mean, it was outside, so I mean, I guess if you weren't up on people, it was crowded when you first walked in. Of course, the land that it's on is huge, so we weren't like bumping into people. It was just when you're first walking in to check in. But because all of that was with our package, it worked out perfectly. But we didn't have to like figure all of that out because I don't know if I could have done it. Like, not
it was slightly overwhelming.
It was, and so
sit down, Max.
So yeah, but needless to say, like we were able to, with our tour, he kind of tell us a little bit about the history of it and everything, and we were able to take pictures and stuff like that. But it was great to see one of the 7 wonders of the world, because that was definitely the first 7 wonders of the world that we've ever seen,
and it actually made us want to visit the others. So those are pretty much our favorite things about Tulum. Hopefully it'll help you guys. Oh, one more thing. The transportation to the hotel, or 2 things. Transportation to the hotel and back to the airport, and then also currency. So first let me speak on the transportation. Where Tulum is, you have to fly into Cancun. That's like the closest major airport. And Cancun.
Wait.
Oh, she wants to be all up in it, guys. So the Cancun airport is about an hour and a half from Tulum. So figuring out your transportation, you can either do bus, taxi, or private car service. Because it was our first time visiting Tulum, we definitely took the private car service because we just wanted to make sure that there were no issues. We could get to our hotel, right to our hotel and back. There is a huge language barrier, so you should know some Spanish. If you don't know any Spanish, you could definitely find some people there to help translate things for you.
But you need to be able to know a little bit.
Yeah, you do need to know a little bit, at least so that you could figure out the whole transportation part, like once you arrive. Because walking straight out of the Cancun airport, there are so many different drivers and car services there waiting to pick up their customers. So we arranged to, and I think it was Mayan Travel, that was the company we used. They were awesome. We actually did a round trip. So they picked us up the day that we arrived, and then they also dropped us back off the day that we were departing from the airport. Look, she wants to talk.
No, she wants to go outside.
Just hold on. So I would definitely recommend you doing car service if you can, because it kind of takes away some of the headache that you may experience with transportation to your hotel and then back to the airport. I would highly suggest that you exchange your money into Mexican pesos before actually going into like the neighborhoods within Tulum, because they do have rate exchange places and they do have like ATMs. We ended up having to use an ATM in 7-Eleven because we did not exchange before. We planned to, but we just didn't get around to being able to do that, and so as a result we did have to pay the different fees each time we wanted to pull money out. And
so a lot of the ATMs were out of money.
Yeah, out of money. Yeah, there were lines wrapped around like the sidewalk. And then someone who actually owned one of the shops that we bought from, she told us that some of the vendors with some of the rate exchanges, they hiked the rates up. And so that's something that we would never have known, you know, if it says this is what the exchange rate is, like, you know, that's kind of all we would have to go by. So that's another thing you would have to, you okay? You would have to watch out for. So it would just save you or give you peace of mind to just change your money over before you go if you can. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I keep thinking of things. One more thing. Because we went, sound like hater, right? And one more thing. Because we went during the pandemic, the whole entering back into the U.S., you have to have a negative COVID test. And our hotel did free testing. Yes. And so that's something major, especially if you're traveling right now during the pandemic. A requirement to re-enter the U.S. Well, at that time, it was absolutely you had to have a negative COVID test.
Our hotel did it, but you had to book through the hotel.
Yes. Yes, good point. Because if you book on like a third-party site like a Travelocity or one of those other sites, they don't honor that, or they don't offer that through the third-party sites. It's only offered if you book directly with the hotel. And so we did find that out and have to switch our reservations at the last minute, which we were able to do. Yeah, so that's a really big thing for those who I know who are planning upcoming trips. Definitely check to see if your hotel offers the testing included with your stay. If it doesn't, there are a number of locations that we did see like along the way that did the testing, but I mean, we can't really vouch for how
it was a lot
reputable
of places,
they are.
Yeah, so I wouldn't have done it. Just being real. I mean, if I had to, I would have.
Yeah.
But definitely, no, I probably would have paid for the one at the hotel. I wouldn't have been on the street taking a COVID test.
Yeah, because they had somebody come to the hotel.
Yeah.
We did it at the hotel. She swabbed us and everything. So it was.
And when you're checking in back onto that flight, you have to
have
that test
loaded up.
So,
yep.
So yeah.
Now that's it.
Yes. So that's a wrap, y'all. Again, remember to comment down at the bottom if you have any questions for us. Please recommend the videos while we are, especially while we're still like while we're not in the RV.
Yep.
If you want to know anything about the RV, I mean, still kind of our life right now.
Yeah.
So just, you know,
leave it in the comment. As you guys, if you didn't watch the video that we dropped last week, talking about our monthly budget. That video was actually filmed because of a comment from one of our subscribers. And so please know that we do listen to you guys if you ask us to, upload videos about certain things. So if you haven't already, again, make sure you hit that like button, hit subscribe, hit the little bell at the top so that you get notifications for when we are posting new content. And we've also started to add 2-hour shorts, so we're excited about that.
And on that note,
thanks for supporting. Yep. that's why I made like, all right, let's get this going, because she hungry, y'all. So let me go feed my wife. On that note, thanks for supporting. As always, we love y'all. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button and follow us on Instagram at Livin Outta Bounds.